Seeing here is new advanced surveillance devices that are set to be deployed in the skies over Compton in the next coming weeks.
A haunted voodoo strip club? Come sit down.
Streets in LA are fine. Just a very dark pit.
You're a newly discovered portal found deep in the ocean. Hey, the truth is stranger than fiction. I want to know what y'all think or feel about this in the comments, man. The veil is gone, like I say.
But I have had moments where I was on stage receiving an award in front of my peers in Hollywood. There were people in the crowd that I have prayed with many times. And when I thank God, I saw some of those people go to clap, but then notice that it's a big bad thing on my resume and then sit back on their hands.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and 7-up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos, very smooth, 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did have to go ahead and say, I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all collective. But I appreciate you. I love y'all collective. Y'all know how we coming, man. Don't forget, think positive today. If you're going through something, life has been hard, start with one day at a time. One day at a time. Have one good day and bounce off of those. Create a routine off of that one good day. You know what I mean? I know life might be tough in general. Try to start with one day. One day. Start with the positive. Doing everything positive for one day. Mindset, everything you do, the way you react. Try to do it for one day. It all starts with one day. You don't got to think about what the next 10 years going to look like. Think about what just today look like. You get what I mean? Focus on having a positive day just for one day. Tell me what you're grateful for. Tell me what you love. Tell me what you're thankful for. I ain't going to hold you. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Everybody keeps talking about the streets in LA. Got a problem out here. The streets in LA got a problem. The streets in LA are fine. Just a very dark pit that goes on for a very, very long time. The streets are fine because that's there, and nothing bad will happen. The streets are fine.
Shit, we already know they got them underground cities in LA.
I don't know what the fuck I am observing right now, but this branch right now that this bird's on is floating in the middle of mid-air, attached to fucking nothing. It's a fade trap. That's what it is. It's a fucking fade trap. What the fuck? There is no way that's floating in the air by a fucking spider web. What the fuck? Alright, that's just a bit creepy.
Way, bro. Glitch in the Matrix for sure.
The Brazilian psychic who has predicted an alien invasion at this year's World Cup, yeah, at the upcoming World Cup, is doubling down on it. Yeah, she keeps saying over and over again, it's gonna happen. So this Brazilian psychic, who I've talked about before and is very well known around the world, has predicted an upcoming alien invasion during the World Cup. At first, she just posted on social media, but now she's on TV all over Brazil saying she believes this is going to happen. Like I said, she's doubling down on an alien invasion at the upcoming World Cup. Now, she's been right about stuff before, and she's very respected. But predicting an extraterrestrial alien invasion within a small time frame like the World Cup is really going out there. She's putting her whole reputation on the line. And now that prediction, her prediction, is being talked about all over the world, not just on social media or TV in Brazil, but all over the world. So, the thing I find really intriguing about this, other than the fact that there could be an extraterrestrial alien invasion, is that she's putting everything on the line here. She's not saying it might happen, she's saying it will happen, and she keeps doubling down on it like I said before. Now other people, other psychics, have predicted huge events, some like this. One guy, a UFO researcher, for years said extraterrestrials would let themselves be known to the people of the Earth in April. Then when it didn't happen, he pushed it back to November. And that's what most of them do. If the prediction doesn't come true, they either change the date or change their mind. But that ain't the case with her. She's got her story, and she's sticking to it. Only time will tell. And since I'm not going to the World Cup, I'll have to find out about 30 seconds after it happens. Just like the rest of us. Okay, I just wanted to keep you updated on this, because like I said before, she's not changing her story. She's putting it in cement, in concrete, and she's sticking with it. Till next time, shabadoo booshkies, shabadoo.
I really hope she ain't working for them people, because when they start hitting the news, y'all know that that's when they really trying to let us know some shit. They want us to look one way so they can pull some shit from the left. That's the only thing I gotta say. And you gotta question everything. Also, the clip before that, I would have wanted to take a rope, throw it to the branch, and pull it down just to see what the hell happens. I can't be the only one. What's y'all thoughts, man?
Many believe a Kardashian's ancestor from Armenia made a deal with 4 witches, trading something like a soul or spiritual essence in exchange for generational fame, beauty, and influence. Yet like most stories about deals with the devil, there's a catch. The women in the family would become incredibly successful, but the men connected to them would suffer. This is where people started pointing out the real life events. Relationships involving Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian have been highly public, often ending in controversy, struggles, and very public downfalls. To some people, that pattern seems a little bit too consistent to be a coincidence.
Prayers to the Philippines, man. I apologize I didn't get to it
I have some phenomenal UFO footage for you, and you're going to want to watch this video in full. This comes out of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, captured by a witness by the name of Ellen Aguilar on June 7th, 2026. She and her husband were outside when they saw what they thought was initially a Ferris wheel in the distance. But the thing is, this was no Ferris wheel, and they have confirmed that there were no drone shows, no sporting events, no concerts, no light shows scheduled for that night or even that weekend. There shouldn't have been anything out there. But then this thing seems to transform into almost like a triangular UFO. But the question everybody is asking, what was it doing? Take a look at this footage, comment below, let us know what you think.
That's cool. It looks like a Ferris wheel.
I know, it's fireworks.
That's crazy.
Is that fireworks? Yeah.
It has to be because it keeps disappearing. Yeah, oh my God, that's cool.
How much water you live out or something?
That's cool though, right? Goodness. Okay, I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
Dollywood, I think.
I don't think Dollywood's that far away from here, Tony.
Dollywood's here.
Yeah, it's not that far away. That's creepy looking.
It is. That's from Pulaski.
Tony, I'm videoing this,
That's nice.
That sparks this other conversation I seen. See, I've been in the comments a lot with y'all. The thing is, when I say the 1% might have created the grays, and so when we say demons or fallen angels, yeah, look at what the hell the 1% might have created. But the real species of extraterrestrials, I don't think they all that way. Reptilians, yeah, maybe something off, but I think there's good and bad of everything. I think there's good ones and there's bad ones. Anunnaki, I ain't gonna get on that topic. I ain't trying to ruffle no feathers. But my point of saying this all was to say, I seen somebody say that they think that the Greys aren't fallen angels or demons because the natives referred to the Greys as ant people. Well, you know what I think? I think the 1% twisted that too. I think that there are ant people down underground that helped civilization when they needed it. But I think that they created the Greys to throw us off. So we don't integrate, so we can already be in fear. You know what I mean? Put the Greys in the sky, make them look like this over here, so that when they start doing dumb shit, they don't even trust the ones that did help them in the past anyway. I'm just saying, bro, we gotta think, man. But let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know y'all opinions. This off entertainment, what I'm saying ain't true. But I did see that comment. I figured, let me go ahead and explain this so we can think outside the box. Because I don't think we think outside the box when we talking about what the 1% or people in power, people in charge are doing. We think that they just do shit one way. Bro, think from their perspective before we start thinking what they're going to do. Let's think from their perspective, and then they'll help us understand what they got planned. You get what I mean? Let me know your thoughts, man.
You're a newly discovered portal found deep in the ocean. Hey, the truth is stranger than fiction. I want to know what y'all think or feel about this in the comments, man. The veil is gone, like I say. Is Nathan there? The things. But anyway, on Funnel Grave, shit is crazy. I would have hopped in. Skedaddle. See you. Bye, world.
What y'all doing? Y'all jumping in there too? Make go run up my homie, man.
To the reactor, all the frogs are black.
Oh.
Right? Isn't that strange? And then you go a bit further out, they sort of tend to become a little bit lighter. And then if you go far enough out away, then they are essentially back to normal frog
normal
color.
Frog color.
But the frogs all around are very, very dark, sometimes actually pitch black.
Why?
It's amazing. Melanin, which is a pigment that you get in your skin, but also in the skin of frogs, it's the thing that gives you a tan color, but it doesn't just absorb UV, it also dissipates ionizing radiation.
Of course.
Right? So there's all this radiation that's floating around. And so essentially what's happening is that it forced this survival pressure on darker frogs. So the frogs who had much lighter skin would die out much more easily. Only the darker frogs would remain. And then they reckon within about 15 frog generations, the pigment had sort of sorted itself into the population. And there was this natural selection for darkness kind of happening in real time.
I was about to ruffle some feathers, even though they're talking about frogs.
They're saying the sun is different. Look, we live at Smith Mountain Lake. I want to show you something. I've got this Coke I've got this right here, half full. I'm going to set it on this tractor for 1 week. in the sun, and I'll be back. Today is June 3rd, and I'm setting it right here. Right there it is. I'll be back in a week. All right, so today is June 10th. Now I want you to look at this. 1 week's time. That was Coke. And look at the label. So it was sitting like that right there, with that exposed to the sun. Look at that. And look at the Coke. 1 week in our sun at Smith Mountain Lake.
Oh, those are funnel clouds, bro. What the heck are funnel clouds? Look, Rick, look up there. Those are tornado clouds. They look like oh, crap, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, look at this weird. People are going wild over this Mandela effect. About what? So a man posted that he made a commercial for Doritos. The whole internet is going crazy because this commercial never made it to TV. Okay. But everybody remembers his commercial being played and seen.
Are those Doritos?
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Yeah, right. That'll happen the day the pigs can shoot lasers out of their...
Because for me, I feel like I've seen it on television.
Okay.
And specifically, Canadians have seen it.
Wait, but in the actual one that came out, did the lasers get shot?
No. Oh, dead ass?
Hey, Ralph, can I have a Dorito?
Sure. When pigs fly.
Hey, Ralph.
So theory is, in a different reality, his commercial got picked to play on TV. Yeah, but whatever happened, timeline changed, dimensions changed, and his commercial isn't out anymore.
Yeah, nah, I don't remember that one. But if it did do that, CERN. You know, United States, we pay a hell of a lot of money in tax dollars. You know, it would be very convenient for once for us to receive something it would be very right and perfect for us to receive something that's convenient for us, that helps us, that doesn't go outside of the states to help anybody else. It kind of helps us keep us safe. I think cities who need that, we need that in our cities. I'm sure there's other things we can do that can stop natural disasters, because natural disasters ain't been tornadoes and shit ain't been hitting. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. It's all for entertainment. We saying
this will be the scariest thing that you see all week. And I don't say that loudly because I know there's a lot of spooky things out there, but this picture is different. I'm going to show you in just a moment. This was submitted by one of my followers out of Maryland. And she captured this one night when she was just laying in bed messing around on her phone. She was just trying to figure out how to take what she said like a professional looking picture. She was adjusting settings like saturation, contrast. Didn't really know a lot about it, so she was just snapping pictures to mess around on her phone. As she's doing this, she snapped the picture and started messing with the settings. She realized what she captured. Her son told her he thought it was AI, but she knows nothing about AI or not that tech savvy, but she captured this. You can see this is just kind of a random area in her room, and if you look in the middle of the picture, you can see something. It looks like a person. The only problem was there was no one else home. And if you zoom in, you can even make out the face and the details. I'm getting Insidious vibes. If you've seen that movie, you know what I mean. Let me know in the comments what you think.
Seeing here is new advanced surveillance devices that are set to be deployed in the skies over Compton in the next coming weeks. So for those of you who think that all of these data centers that are being built everywhere, even in our oceans, that it's just for AI, well, it's not. It is for mass surveillance. And the craziest part is that we're all spending our tax money to build the infrastructure, to surveil us. It's wild.
Shout out to Hub City, bro. Shout out to Compton, for real. I seen y'all in the comments a couple of times. All I know is if this shit happened in there, it's just a matter of time before they bring their ass up to Northern California, bro. They come up to NorCal, I already know this shit coming soon. What's y'all thoughts? We knew this was coming. I don't want to see the robotic dogs. That's me, personally. I don't want to see the robotic dogs. I think that shit gonna get real.
The World Cup opening ceremony. Now, this is what I call art. Okay. I see a lot of celebrities do that. Not bad at all. I heard it means diamonds are forever. Not sure what's going on over here, guys. Maybe that's her favorite shape. My favorite shape is circles, and hers must be triangles. A lot of people do it. It's cool. It's nothing to worry about. I used to play with blocks. They used to come with rectangles, triangles, and stuff like that, guys. Maybe they showing us something. Maybe they not. Maybe it's a part of the rehearsal, part of the show, part of the dance that they came up with. This is cool stuff. They always show us at the big events, the big concerts, and things like that, guys. So it's been going on for a while now. Nothing to worry about. Is what celebrities and, you know, famous people do. There was actually a lot of interesting things going on at that opening ceremony at the World Cup. But you guys got to see it for yourself to see all the good stuff. You're missing out. There's a few things going on over there that have nothing to do with soccer. But I guess it's popular and it's just a cool thing to do. Shh! Shut up! You know what time is it, guys? And it's time for you to go watch it because this video is for entertainment purposes only, guys. Go check it out. The World Cup 2026. Let's go. I don't know. Who knows? Let me know. I'm out.
Yeah, that shit kind of weird, but I need to see the whole thing.
Oh, right. The epic. I'm just really trying to. What? Wait, let me check again. Wait.
Conspiracy topics in no particular order that frighten the living daylights out of me. You let me know which one I should dive into for conspiracy time with my hubs. The first one is it has to do with a certain famous country singer and the connections of his tour dates. And when you start connecting it to his alter ego, remember his alter, Chris Gaines, remember that? And we all thought like he was just reinventing himself, but there's a podcast that's connecting the dots with his tour dates, alleged missing people, even going to close to detail, talking about he wouldn't show up until like right before he went on, and like he would just like shady things connected to that. Also, when he made his like first big record deal and like what he bought was just kind of like a little odd. I mean, who knows? Like, who knows? The other one that really scares me to dive into is Palm Beach. That one scares me. That one scares me to dive into. There are some that are really scary that I just, like Brent and I laugh. Like, Brent's like, well, if dark SUVs show up at our door, like, we can be paid off. So if you don't hear from us ever, that's probably what happened. You know what it is? It's like people thinking that we're not catching on, but like we're obviously catching on. Like Palm Beach Pete is most definitely, allegedly, hypothetically, you know who. Just like G Maxwell was allegedly, most definitely, some people say, swapped out. And then there was that girl in the plane. That's the mystery that keeps on keeping on when she saw that thing in the back of the plane. And everyone talks about, what did she see? Did she see an alleged reptilian shapeshifter? Thing was not human. We know, some people say that these things are like walking among us. Like, we know that at this point. Okay, 2020 me was just starting to dive into these possibilities of like, what if now we're looking at like, this is most definitely, allegedly, possibilities. So let me know what you think I should dive into, and we'll see. We'll see if I have the cojones to do it. We will see.
She was getting interviewed by someone, and she was like, oh, how was like the signing process to Rock Nation? And then Rihanna was like, oh yeah, they told me like they don't sign songs, they sign artists.
Said we don't sign songs here, we sign artists.
Jay-Z said this to Rihanna. There's only two ways this can go. You can either sign this contract and leave through the door, or you can leave through the window. And by the way, we're on the 29th.
Said there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
Crazy.
Yeah,
He claims it and he's proud of it.
I know.
At the time.
And it was crazy because in the video, everybody in the back, when she said that, Rihanna said that, laughing. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like a threat.
They said they started that meeting at 4 p.m. and it ended at like 12 a.m.
Yeah. So why is
that whole time they were
why
just
is
stuck in that room?
So we signed it at night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 in the morning was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 in the morning.
Wow.
17-year-old Rihanna in a room at 3 a.m. with these people, right? Now it gets deeper because a lot of people didn't back this. You know the song Disturbia?
This is entertainment. This is all entertainment, bro.
But I have had moments where I was on stage receiving an award in front of my peers in Hollywood. There were people in the crowd that I have prayed with many times. And when I thank God, I saw some of those people go to clap, but then notice that it's a big bad thing on my resume and then sit back on their hands. To throw somebody's, illegitimize them because they say they are a believer, it's just so arrogant. You know what the Latin root of religion is? Re-legare. And legare means to bind together. Re means again. We bastardized the meaning of it, but yes, I am religious.
That shit crazy.
What's the deepest, darkest thing you've ever seen in the music industry?
The deepest, darkest thing? Probably at a Diddy party. I've seen some crazy shit, bro. No shit. But some probably demonic shit, just walked away from it.
Like demonic meaning like?
Nah, just like, let's say, I don't know, not no rituals, no weird shit like that, but people offered like weird shit. Like, let's say some witchcraft or some dumb shit. I stay away from all that. I'm like, oh man,
witchcraft? That's real?
Yeah, bro. I think everybody in the music industry does it.
What is that? How does that work?
I don't know, bro. They cutting heads off chickens, putting pictures next to shit. I'm like, bro, all that shit. I'm not with none of that bullshit.
What?
They ain't let me get into a party because I didn't want to accept the shit.
Did Hollywood call you yet? I mean, you know, yeah, I'm a part of that Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I got a Hollywood agency. You know what I'm saying? I'm in that loop. Question, right? I can't say too much, but I'm gonna say it. Has it ever been a time where it's though? Have you ever got a visitor? A visitor, like somebody come to your house? How can I explain this? When you're getting to certain levels and you're going up, somebody come see you. And want to come talk to you? Somebody come and see you to help you go to the next level. A lot of people, you know how you might see somebody that's not that talented or not that funny or whatever, and all of a sudden they be all the way up here and you trying to figure out how that happened. Now I'm gonna rephrase this question. Have anybody came to visit you? Nah, hell nah. I don't think they gonna try to do that. I'm just saying. Hell no.
I told y'all, man. I could have gotten to the party, but I didn't want to accept the rules, bro. And it was a bottomless party. Like, they told us, like, bro, you can't get in unless you take this off. And it's bottomless. Like, you'll pick it up at the end of the party. What? Bro, you crazy. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. I told y'all, the person I was with at the time, it was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. What type of party you got me in? I didn't know that was coming. That was an opportunity given to me by a person that was helping me get situated and get my shit going. But y'all see. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, bro. Damn, Booty Hole Bandits was out that night.
With these types of places, this is the truth. The problem is everybody's here on a nice boat, right? And we all dress really nice.
Very nice boat.
So it's like we're all equal here, so to speak, right? But in reality, everybody's here really in large part to network. It's true.
I came here to stream.
And I came here to jump up and down and do stupid shit. But most people are here for networking.
That's true.
My point is, you don't know where you are in the ocean, right? Like, this is the ocean, and you don't know if caviar, fish egg, or if you're like a great white shark.
Yeah.
No one knows who's a shark and who's a minnow.
Okay.
So it's just everyone having these conversations, trying to figure out
who's who.
Can I get richer off you, or can you get richer off me?
It's kind of like.
Yeah, and so sometimes I'll have a conversation and then I'll be like, oh, you think you can get something from me? Wrong.
That's exactly how that shit be, bro. Yeah, you gotta peep it and act.
What's that? Oh, a guy drinking a Monster Energy drink accidentally stumbles upon some sort of code built into the energy drink as he holds it up and the sun reflects off of it onto the wall. Tell me more! Yeah, this is wild. If you haven't seen this guy's holding this Monster Energy drink, and at one point while he was drinking it, he noticed a reflection off of the sunlight and it reflecting on the wall, which had some Hebrew writing on it, as well as an unknown continent or some sort of place from a map bouncing off the wall. So people that saw this video started to do some research and investigating to figure out what the decoding of it is or what's going on. And one man in particular went in the comments and said he's actually been to this location by remote viewing. He said he went there through a particular program that he was able to remote view on this continent, which he says is past the ice wall in Antarctica.
I think we saw that clip, but we didn't hear about the continent. But the clip before that, I want to say, that's not just Hollywood. What Iggy was saying, that's not just Hollywood, bro. That's in your regular day life too. People want to see what you can get out, what they can get out of you. Not everybody else is like that, but in my life, bro, people always trying to see what they can get out of me. Especially if we say we gonna work on something, we gonna do something together, I like all types of shit. You collab with another creator, that's what happens. You collab with another musician, that's what happens. You start acting, that's what happens. When you go into a job interview, why do you deserve this job? Meaning, what can you do to help us for this company? I'm just saying, this shit happens all the time. It just depends how high. It just depends how high that price is, bro. How high that paycheck gonna be. The bigger the work, the more people gonna pay attention to what you do. The more people gonna come trying to get more off of you than a normal person. You know what I mean? That's the only difference. Celebrities can pay you more. Athletes can pay more. Musicians can pay more. Hardworking people might not be able to pay that same price. May not have that same amount of money. They check may not be as big as, you get what I mean? Everybody has to go through that though. Everybody trying to scam and get over on everybody. But that's the problem. Till you realize you gotta build it, you ain't never gonna win.
Seeing what I'm seeing?
I think the dead internet theory is as scary as I do. You need to watch this video because that shit is so real and it's insane. So this is a video. It's about the woman who walked into the water with the 2 dead fish. But just watch this. It's crazy.
Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the 2 fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Yemaya. Actually, dead thing. There was a Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the 2 fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Yemaya. In addition to that,
she turns around, she's
2 dead fish in her. Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the 2 fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the two fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Yemaya. In addition, y'all, there was a video. As soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the two fish walking into the water, the first thing that there was a video.
The woman. So there's currently a video that's going viral, and
Bro, did you see what they just did?
A haunted voodoo strip club? Come sit down. This woman is a nighttime ballerina, and she said she found out that you can make more money in Miami. So she decided she was going to go to Miami. She gets to Miami, she finds the club that she wants to work at, and her first night at the club, she said she made so much money, she was satisfied, and by the end of her first night, she's walking out, but she sees this really nice looking man in this nice car. She's walking to the car with another girl so the girl can drop her off at her hotel, but the man, he gets out and he asks her, he said, hey, do you want to make some more money? She tells him, yeah, I'm always down to make more money. So he tells her, he said, hey, make sure that you bring your things, to the club tomorrow night. You don't have to, pay where you lay. You can stay here for free. Next night comes, she brings her things. She doesn't have much, just a small suitcase, brings her things to the club. And she told the girls, like, hey, I'm going to be here with y'all. She said the girls looked nervous when she told them that. She didn't see the nice looking guy with the nice car. He's the club owner, but she didn't see him there. And she was like, okay, well, maybe I'll see him later. End of the work night for the ladies. And everybody's going towards the steps. All the girls that are staying are going towards the steps. So she's like, oh, okay, that's probably where we're going to be then. They're walking down the stairs, and she said while they're walking down the stairs, one of her coworkers turned around and pushed her. Didn't say anything to her, but pushed her and gave her this look. She didn't think anything of it because she's been doing this a few years, and she just thought, oh, she just don't want me making more money. They get down the basement, and the club owner appeared out of nowhere. He has white stuff all over his face, all over his body. He has white stuff on his hands. She said he drew something on the door, and the door opened without him touching it. She's looking around. The other girls are willingly walking into the rooms. Now, she didn't want to walk in the room because to her, this was just way too weird. She tried to turn around and get out of there. And before she had a chance to, she said she turned around and the man blew something in her face. And that's all she remembers. She comes to. She's feeling weak. She rose out of the bed and she's trying to get to the door. So she says as she's dragging her body across the floor to try to get to the door, it's almost like this barrier and she can't go over it. Every single time she's trying to reach for the door, it's almost like there's something there stopping her. She came to again, but she hears doors opening and her door finally opened. She zipped out of there so fast. She says she never even returned back to the club that night. While she's sitting at the airport, all these questions are going through her head. Was I about to be? What did he blow in my face? She gets back home to New York and she's fallen back into her old routine about a month later. She's back at her old club. All is well. One night, her and her friend are leaving the club and she sees that same kind of car that the man in Miami had. So her body tensed up. She said her anxiety was through the roof. She was terrified and she was just ready to get out of there. She did tell her friend all about the things that happened in Miami, but her friend told her a long time ago, you need to go see a medium. A few days passed and they go and see that medium her friend told her about. The medium told her that man was doing voodoo and that's why they couldn't get out of those rooms. She's taken aback because she didn't tell the medium anything about any rooms and didn't tell her anything about her not being able to get out of those rooms. For 4 nights in a row, she kept sleepwalking and she didn't know what was going on because this has never happened before. So of course, the first thing she wanted to do was go see a doctor. She had a nightmare about the Miami club owner. And in that nightmare, he was covered in that white powder again. He's speaking different languages. And he tells her, I'll see you soon. Come back home. Her friend found some woman and the woman performed a ritual on her. Now, she said that she doesn't believe in voodoo and she doesn't believe in any of that stuff. But she just wanted something to work because she kept getting the strong urge to go back to that club in Miami. After the woman performed that ritual, she said that the urge to go back to that nightclub in Miami went away for a few days. But she said now it's 2 years later and she still has nightmares about that man and she still gets the urge to go there to the nightclub.
A voodoo strip club. That's crazy.
No. Están y llegan y se ve el horizonte. Otras 20 olas más. 10 olas más. It's being fucking 20 waves. No stop. Look at this. It's fucking impressive.
waves
The
is
McFly
crazy.
code is our first look at one of the more kooky ones. It is a belief that the Back to the Future movie predicted. The evidence of this is saying such as the shopping mall that takes place in the movie is Twin Pines shopping mall, or the fact that the first clock of the movie shows 9:55, which on a hand dial would be 9. And things such as, and this all connects to the idea that the people who didn't have movies and blah blah blah, you get it.
This theory's wild. Starting off the last line of the first layer, we got number 82. Triple X was killed by demons. Now, there's absolutely no doubt that Triple X Tentacion was probably one of the most influential artists we had ever seen grace the earth. His ability to energize, connect, and intrigue audiences was something that we hadn't seen in a very long time. And his tragic death definitely affected the hip-hop culture and the lives of many. But you see, there's a theory that this death was actually more than just physical. It was a demonic death. You see, while he was in jail, Triple X had claimed that he was approached by a demon. This demon offered him everything he ever wanted in exchange for something that it would claim back later in life. Ironically enough, it'd be that mugshot that he would use when he released Look At Me, which was probably one of his biggest commercial hits. But one of the biggest factors is for this video here, Sad, where there are multiple scenes of X talking to a demon, his own funeral. But in the video, the demon speaks about spreading love, and some people believe that wasn't the truth. That was X's defiance, leading up to the tragic day where he would lose his life. And that's why
Hawking once come up with a backwards time travel conjecture so that you don't have this Marty McFly problem.
Chronology, protection, conjecture. It protects the order of causal events. Even if there exists mathematically on paper the possibility to go back in time, you can't kill your mother before you were born because that would be inconsistent.
Okay, so Micho was going to get around that by saying time forks.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a crazy ass conversation to even start to begin with.
Check it out, family. 2026. I told y'all the veil is gone. It's Nathan there, Nathaniels. Cause now we got weird weather event happening in Chicago where the ATMs, the street lights, and places of business still don't have no power yesterday. On top of that, guess what else happened yesterday? The government came out and said it's several non-human species walking amongst us. That's right. They live in some real shit. It was a documentary. You don't believe me? Check this video clip out on Funnel Grave. Shit is crazy. Let me know what y'all think and feel about this in the comments.
How many species? Recent reports have said that there are perhaps 4 different alien species, Greys, Nordics. How many species are you aware of?
I certainly don't have the compendium. It's a continuum from corporeal, bipedal type life to, you know, what I would consider as like sentient plasmoid life. But there are several that the U.S. government is aware of.
A question for you, Mr. Brown.
Okay.
During the course of your investigation, it's been surfaced to the public that there's been a program by the name of Immaculate Constellation. During the course of your investigation, did you recognize that the infrastructure to support such a program for exfiltration of data from federal systems would exist?
Yeah, I can't comment on the content of that program. I've discussed on my interview in Judicial Watch that was a National Security Council program, and the secrecy started in 1954 through an Eisenhower executive order that created that infrastructure.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Do you have a sense of how many cases the government might be aware of that involve non-human biologics?
Quite a few, several dozen. So that's an ongoing list. So I can't give you an exact number because I didn't even have full access to that information.
Do you have a general rough estimate between
several dozen.
Gotcha. All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Bottom line, we got to go vote. Bottom line, we wouldn't be here if.
I swear I think they bullshitting us every time they open their mouth. I could see they bullshit before they start speaking. That's crazy.
They are simply telling us to our face. If you don't hear it, it's because you choose not to. Listen to this.
There's a cognizance, I believe, within the intelligence community, particularly CIA, that there are humans among us that might be more extraterrestrial than human. And how do you identify them? That could be a major factor in why we're interested in that. And there's also the, I guess you would call contact tracing of like who's who. Right. And so what they did reveal that there was an interest in certain families. How would you understand families? I understand families to mean bloodlines. Right. That they were interested in certain bloodlines going back to ancient times. Who knows? Ancient times. Did they mention other heritages around the planet that through this marker
I was specifically told that the Cherokee heritage, the Cherokee Nation, had something to do with the phenomenon. And furthermore, that it has something to do with perhaps even the actual existence of Atlantis. That they may have been survivors of Atlantis.
Looks like we have our reason on what he was actually searching for. Cherokee, huh? I mean, this would explain a lot. They've been searching. This is not new. Just new to us. Atlanteans? That's why they was looking for America, huh? That's why the old structures can't be recreated. Temporary mind. Just kidding, y'all. This video is only for entertainment purposes. But make sure to like and comment and let me know your thoughts.
And it goes so further than that, and I got...
You mean you found 71 Jewish students in an underground tunnel? Hello? That sounds iniquitous. What's going on? Talking about, oh yeah, they were on a hike and then somehow ended up in an underground tunnel. And then somebody saw the kids move a groove outside and called the cops. Wait, what are they doing? What are 71 students all together doing in a tunnel? Oh, hike takes dangerous turn. What the f? You don't end up down there on a hike. That's not possible. You can't spawn in underground. It's one of these stories like, I feel like, let's say it was 71 Muslim students found underground. They would look at that shit as a attack. Or at least national news. But nobody talk about anything. After found this out on Twitter, what's I mean? 71 students on a hike end up underground. And then we know there's been these dudes that's treating themselves like Ninja Turtles that's going underground all the time. But now the 71 students, that's a random ad that I have questions.
Some young girls, some kids, they in the park, they got into the culvert of the creek and they started exploring, and then they ended up not really knowing where they were and they got a little alarmed. As far as I know from the police, I just got here a few minutes ago. As far as I know from the police, everybody's been accounted for. Nobody's missing. They're about to get them all on their buses, take them back home.
Some questions from a logical person with a brain, 2 eyes, and ears. Where the teachers at? What about the bus drivers? And 71 kids all together. Everybody ended up in the sewer tunnel and nobody knew how to get the out. You had to go find them niggas down there. And then, separate side note. How do they have their own paramedic and police team in New York? Like that's their own shit. Pretty sure provided by tax dollars. Who the else gets this type of privilege or community work service type of thing? Emergency medical services are like, oh, equal treatment. While initially founded to serve specific, and you think all of a sudden they changed that? They still be serving very specifically, and somehow they're probably doing their own investigation into these 71 kids found in a tunnel. Man, this is Mephistophelian. We don't forget. Well, some people do. I don't forget. I'm a hater, not a liar. I'm just saying, I remember when this was found underground. And nothing happened about this. Y'all was just like, oh, we were just trying to extend our land, with our synagogue. No, that's not allowed. You can't do that. You can't just start building and doing underground shit. Ruins the structure, the integrity of the architecture. And the soiled bed. What the f***? You know how long I've had my bed? Years, probably at this point. It's never looked like that. Ever.
71?
Ain't nothing them ancient Romans love more than conquering, except maybe slavery. Just ask this dude named Spartacus, who was one of these slaves. Until one day he said, boy, when I get out of here, man, his master said, get out of where? Spartacus said, his master said, yeah, that's what I thought. Get in the arena. And by arena, I mean the gladiator arena. See, most people think gladiator shows were these glorious shows, but mostly it's just where they made slaves fight. And Spartacus could fight. After one of his fights finished, his master said, God damn, Spartacus, you be throwing them hands. Here's your wages for the day. Spartacus said, you didn't give me nothing. His master said, ain't you listening to the story? You a slave, stupid. Spartacus said, bet. His master said, what? Spartacus said, bet. His master said, ooh. He not stuttering no more. Yeah, that's because Spartacus had a plan to break free by doing what he do best, fighting. He got a group of 70 gladiators, broke their chains, smoked their master, and fought their way to a place called Mount Vesuvius. Now, I need you to listen to this next part closely. Remember in the beginning of the video, I told you the Romans loved to conquer. Well, to keep their massive empire going, they needed to supply it with a lot of slaves. And where they got these slaves are from the places they conquered. So it's like an army ongoing cycle. They conquered a country, got a bunch of slaves from that country, made them work to keep their empire going so then they could conquer more countries. So when all these slaves started hearing about this dude named Spartacus who broke his chains and fled to Mount Vesuvius, they started to break their own chains and headed to Mount Vesuvius to meet Spartacus. The Roman Empire said, that's not good. So the Roman senators had a meeting. They said, what we finna do about this? One of the senators said, send the army after them. Another senator said, that's how I know you're not listening. Our armies are too busy conquering. We don't got nobody. He said, oh, my fault. Any other ideas? Another senator said, I have an idea. What if we just stop being scary because they just stupid slaves? Everybody said, yeah! Bad idea. Because it turns out not only could Spartacus fight, he was a very capable military tactician. So the Roman Empire sent like 3,000 people over there. They said, man, just crush these stupid slaves. 3,000 people left. They came back. The Roman Empire said, okay, that was fast. I like that. The Roman soldiers said, nah, they smoked us. That boy could fight. So this time the Roman Empire sent 8,000 troops. The 8,000 left. They came right back. The Roman Empire said, the soldiers said, that boy could fight. Spartacus was making them boys look stupid. He was marching through the empire talking about, yeah, and I'm outside with it. Nobody finna stop me. Nobody finna stop me. The Roman senators looked behind Spartacus. 120,000 troops of former slaves, gladiators, peasants. Yeah, Rome made a lot of enemies throughout their conquering. They said, ooh, this ain't good. Now enter a man named Crassus, the richest man in Rome. Watch him.
America said you can go to a church and kill 8 black people where they worshiping Jesus at, and after you done with that, we gonna take you to Burger King. America said that you can go to 2 nail salons and kill a bunch of Asian people and just we gonna put it off as you having a bad day. America said that you can travel across state lines or city lines where they're protesting Black Lives Matter and they rattling behind black people, and you can have 2 assault rifles and kill 2 people claiming self-defense, and they'll give you a video game. America said that you can kneel on the back of a man's neck and we're gonna hold a moment of silence for you, the man that did the kneeling. America said that you can follow a black young man that was wearing a hoodie. He had Skittles. He had an Arizona tea. And 911 said, don't follow him. But America said, you know what? You can follow him. And you can also end that little boy's life and kill him. And guess what? We're going to let you sign autographs. America said that you can go inside a convenience store, get chased out that convenience store, get shot in your goddamn back, and everybody get let off scot-free. You the only one that lost something, your goddamn life. That's what America said. I say America is some bullshit.
In 1996, there was a UFO incident in Virginia, Brazil, where a UFO came down. The alien left the craft. They said it looked just like this, and there's 3 little girls who saw it. You can look up the little girls now, they're adults, and their story is the exact same now as it was then. Little girls panicked, they started screaming, they said it looked really scared. The police came and there's a cop named Marco Eli Chavez. I think I said his name right. He physically picked the alien up with his bare hands, took it to the hospital, and he sustained a scratch. Marco quickly died within a few days from an infection as a result of that scratch. Check out the 1996 Virginia UFO incident, it's insane.
A Bible? The Merrick Manual, 7th edition. I don't know what this is, but we're gonna go through it. We're not gonna go through the entire book because we'll be here for hours, but take a look at the book, guys. Looks like there's a bookmark inside here. Like cardiovascular disorders. I can't use this book properly because you need your actual fingers. I'm pretty sure the book's not dirty, guys. Let me take off my gloves for this one. Disorders due to physical agents. All of these are just a list of disorders. Infectious diseases, neurologic disorders, psychiatric disorders, cardiovascular disorders. These are just a book full of disorders. I saw like a bookmark somewhere right here. There's a bookmark. What is that? Oh, that's tape. Section 23, poisoning.
Our natural predator has been absent for a few 100,000 years. A branch off upper primate, 10 times more intelligent than a human. It's so intelligent. The way that you're conscious or I'm conscious now, it can hold 2 or 3 or 4 versions of consciousnesses like that in its head at any given moment. So it can look at topics from multiple real points of view. And what it does is it basically goes into hibernation like a vampire. It lets the human population build up. And then when it comes out of hibernation, over a few generations, its existence may have been turned into myth. Then hunts the population down again, right? Because its brain structure is so different, and because it's such an excellent predator, as you would need to be if you're chewing on something, right? Its visual cortex is different to a human, and it calculates like horizontal and vertical simultaneously to look. It's like a pattern recognition system for hunting. And up until only a few thousand years ago, there were no right angles in nature. But humans started building Euclidean geometry buildings, and that caused an overlap in its visual cortex like a right angle, and it sent the vampires into grand mal epileptic seizure.
Yeah, that's a crazy. I ain't never heard that one. What's y'all thoughts? The clip before that though, I've seen bro go to his box. I seen him order from that web. He pulled something out the box. He kept touching. He said, "Bro, why is it squishy?" And he says, "That's a tongue." It's a tongue, bro. I used to watch him all the time from like even through 2020. I think I watched him a lot in 2020. 2020. Even a couple years before that. What's y'all thoughts, bro? I don't play around.
They really don't want me to talk about this. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Ayla. And I have a series on TikTok, YouTube, and on Facebook called Serially Twisted series, where I talk about things that are serially twisted in my home state, Nebraska. We don't talk about that. It's a conspiracy. Let me just give you a little backstory. Okay, so this story originates in Omaha, Nebraska in the 80s and 90s. There was one main man named Larry King Jr. Don't mistake it for Larry King from the Larry King Show. But Larry King was the manager at a credit bureau called the Franklin Credit, whatever the hell. Okay, Franklin Credit Union. I don't care. It has a really long name and I have short-term memory loss and I don't care. Anyways, so he was the president for all that. Okay, president, manager, I don't know. I think he was just a manager. Okay, anyway. They're like, how's this guy got a limo? How's this guy got a house in DC and in Omaha? How's he got a private jet? How's he got all this shit? So they were like, oh my God, there's a lot of money going missing. Where the hell is that money going? So they hire, SWAT. SWAT comes in. Embezzlement. $40 million. Something like that. A little whistleblower says, SA. Child. Lavish parties with elites. What? So they're like, no. There's no way. Well, they hired a private investigator named Gary Caradori. So Gary gets together with the victims of this SA ring, basically, and they express where he's getting these children from, how he's doing it, what he does, where he sends them to, how he gets his money, and everything. Now, a lot of these victims were addicted to are addicted to they were a lot of things. Okay, it's disgusting. One of the places that they said that they had got these children from was from Boys Town. And Boys Town was said to be the place where troubled children would go, foster children, all the things, okay? And so, now, they explained the things that were happening to them, to others, and how this whole situation played out, okay? And they took it to court, obviously, duh. And so Gary says, I'm going to go to Chicago and I'm going to go meet up with the photographer that Larry had back in this day. While I'm there, I'm going to take my son, my 8-year-old son, to a Major League Baseball game. Okay. They go, they do the baseball game, he does the interview, gets the evidence, yada, yada, yada. Okay. They leave. And they never returned home. Gary Caradori and his 8-year-old son, along with the evidence and his plane, disintegrated above Illinois, and everything was gone. So John DeCamp, former state senator, comes in and he says that he's going to represent Alicia Owen, Paul Bonacy, and everything like that. Okay, so they eventually tell John DeCamp that he puts out these 5 major names, right? So he says, he sets the tone. I know what is going on, okay? They tell John DeCamp that they're like, no, you're just doing this for political power. You're just doing this because of past allegations. Get out of here. They charge Alicia Owen with perjury. They tried to charge Troy with perjury. And I'm not sure if they tried to charge Paul Bonacy with perjury or if they did. Either way, whatever. They then said, no, this was just started by a ex-employee at Boys Town, and this is not going anywhere. This somebody's just stirring the pot, starting shit, just running their mouths. There's no way that this is going on. There's no evidence. Caradori died. All that, right? This got shoved under the rug as a carefully crafted hoax, okay? And then they opened another case for Paul Bonacy because Paul Bonacy had a multiple personality disorder, okay? And John DeCamp was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because that part was not properly sworn in. And if you know what multiple personality disorder is, it's basically the more traumatic events that you have that happen in your life, they cause more personalities. And so it's really hard to lie when you have a multiple personality disorder. So John DeCamp's like, no, there's no way. So Paul then turns around and files a lawsuit against Larry King and says, no, I was SA'd and I'm gonna win this. And so he won $1 million because Larry King did not defend himself. So he won $1 million in that court, and everything got pushed under the rug. Everything got pushed under the rug. So John DeCamp wrote a book called The Franklin Scandal Cover-Up, or The Franklin Cover-Up. And then Nick Bryant also wrote a book called, oh God, now I don't even remember. But anyways, Nick Bryant goes further in depth than John DeCamp, and his book is insane. So if you guys
I've seen these pulled from the dark web. There's released videos of massive freezers filled with human carcasses. Again, I know I sound insane. They are proud to steal our children, drink their blood, and then feed them back to us in the form of
Look, for obvious reasons, we can't say that this is true, but you can literally do your own research and find things that are similar.
There's cases out there. Just look into the case at Buddy Hall.
Or Mark Latunsky.
I found this really weird one online, and it was going on about the man beef hoax, and they called it a hoax. They always try and hide things within jokes and satire, don't they?
Yeah, satire is usually satanic.
Exactly, look at all the comedy shows out there, look at all the satire sketches out there that just pass things off as a joke.
All the jokes that literally you can see in a majority of the clips we post online.
And one of my biggest conspiracy theories, which I have not been able to prove yet, is that the CIA is behind the whole manosphere because it's a psyop to create as many lonely, angry, emotionally deregulated, desensitized men as possible so that it becomes easier to recruit them for the military.
Cannot unsee what I just saw. Everybody has been talking about this documentary, and now I can see why. This is about the areas of the dark web where predators go to abuse children and the officers whose job it is to find them. If you love documentaries, hit follow because I post daily and you'll never miss out on what's new. First of all, it is disgusting the number of people who participate in these dark websites. And it's astonishing that the people whose job it is to find them find any of them. In one case covered in this documentary, there's a girl who had been abused for years, and they rescued her by identifying the brick wall in the videos of her being abused. Some of the people caught in this documentary are caught abusing babies. And when the officers find them and arrest them, they're with children. And then they think that they found the guy at the top of this dark web community, and turns out he's not even the guy at the top. And these poor guys who work in this industry, they have to watch this stuff on a regular basis and then go about their lives as if they didn't just see the most horrifying thing. You guys have to see this. It's insane. Let me know what you think about this in the comments.
What the hell is this? Seriously, what the hell is this? I've seen King Tut's sarcophagus in a dozen textbooks on countless issues of the Smithsonian, National Geographic, you name it. What the hell is this? Let me guess, guys. False memory on this one, right? That's what it is? We're just gonna act like this strange, off-centered dual creature was just on the front of King Tut's headdress, and it wasn't just a serpent? Bro, 90% of the world over the age of 30 is not crazy. Something is happening. I feel like a broken record at this point. I do. But seriously, how are more people not talking about this? Like, how is this not a bigger story? Why aren't people freaking out? Your memory is not failing you. It's not. This is weird. I have a very good memory. I remember things that I wore to first grade. I remember what I wore my first day of kindergarten. I have a memory like that. This was not King Tut's headdress. Not the way I remember it. No way. There's no way. I mean, at this point.
To me, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to do that. But what's your thoughts, man? How's today's rollout? Y'all gotta let me know. That dark web, the dark web, bro. It's a deep. That's deep. That's a crazy rabbit hole to take that dive down. And especially with the baby that got the skull crushed and was still alive. That's the one that, for entertainment, what I'm saying ain't true. That's the one that messed my head up. But I gave the trigger warnings, so don't be mad at me. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts though. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you watching TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. But I love y'all, Collective. Try to see y'all in the next one. Y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know it.